Because if they tell you what is Enzo Fernandez, they say he's versatile. He can play as a defensive midfielder. He can play as a central. Koti Shorire, he has not succeeded in any of those positions.
It is always the season for comparison, and today we have two names for you: Barcelona's Pedri and Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez. Who is the better player? Well, I am Anishilewo, Jimmy Anishilewo. This is Crossfire, brought to you by LiveScoreBet. And today and Tosin are here with me to dissect who they think is better between Pedri and Enzo Fernandez. So Tosin, let's go with you today. Who do you think is better between Pedri and Enzo Fernandez?
Everybody knows I'm a Barcelona fan, but I actually find this comparison insulting to the legacy of Pedri. At 21.
Like Miami.
At 21, what Pedri has achieved in football, for somebody like Enzo Fernandez to be compared, to even try to stain him, I do not buy it. And look at Pedri. Look at what Pedri stands for. Look at what Pedri has achieved. Pedri galvanized a Barcelona midfield to a La Liga title. It's not the same thing as Enzo Fernandez winning a Portuguese title. Portuguese title and La Liga title, they're not the same thing. Don't be fooled. Pedri has been a key hub of the Spanish midfield. This Spanish midfield that won the UEFA Nations League, that won the Euros. Gavi has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or on 3 separate occasions. Do you know how old he is? He's 21. He's 21. Put that in your brain. He's 21. He has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or 3 times. So, Pedri, no disrespect to Enzo and whatever Chelsea fans like to cook agenda, and it's fine. They want to cook agenda, go and cook agenda. But there are some very, very good players. There is Marcos Llorente at Atletico Madrid. I think he's 25 or 26. Age bracket with Enzo. Enzo is going on 24. Group them together. There is Nico Paz on loan at Napoli. There is Scott McTominay at Napoli. You understand that kind of hybrid midfielder, no complexion, nothing, just vibes and inshallah. We don't know what because if they tell you what is Enzo Fernandez, they say he's versatile. He can play as a defensive midfielder. He can play as a central. Koti Shorire, he has not succeeded in any of those positions. He has not succeeded in any of these positions we are talking about. He hasn't done anything tangible in any of these positions. And you want to compare him to Pedri. Pedri at 18 was voted the golden boy. At 19, he won the Copa Trophy. What were the family of Enzo Fernandez doing during that time? So let us be careful and I hate doing this. Enzo Fernandez, for Chelsea standard, he's what they need. For a club trying to promote themselves from the Conference League to probably Europa League, or maybe I said they could make the champions, that kind of thing. A club that hasn't won a league title since 2017, that kind of thing, for Chelsea standard, don't compare him to the gem of European football. But don't do that.
So today, I'm going to assume that due to the noises you were making when he was talking, that you are disagreeing with what Tosin said, right?
Of course, I know you do too, but you cannot say it. So I'm a voice for the voiceless. Except you have a minimum or a low brain count disorder. That's how you will agree with whatever this brother just said now. And I'm not even going to discount the fact that if you think that Pedri is better than Enzo, is a different thing. He is saying that you cannot even compare Pedri and Enzo because Pedri is who? What has Pedri done in life? Let me even ask you a valuable question. Can you put your life now, like that's the most valuable to you. Can you put your life now on the fact that Pedri is fit now as we speak? Is Pedri alive and well? Let us start from there. Let us not compare his football abilities. Does Pedri have 2 functional legs? No. Because we are talking about a professional hospital patient that plays football in his spare time, and we are talking about comparing him to a World Cup winner. Saying what did Enzo Fernandez do to win the World Cup? Enzo Fernandez at the World Cup was a young player at the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. What has Pedri done outside of his comfort zone? How did Pedri become a Barcelona regular? Was it not the case of when the desirable is not available, the available becomes desirable? They don't get choice. It was in the depths of poverty, in the depths of debt. No resources, nothing. They had no choice than to do grassroots. What is Pedri's name? His real name. Pedri's name is a nickname. What is Pedri's name? When they want to use it, they don't even know his name. What is you that are sitting there that are Pedri fan? What is his name? Tell me his name. Don't stress yourself. See who you can compare to Enzo Fernandez. If Pedri started his life in Argentina, he would be making drinks. He would be a bartender at best. So let me just tell you now. I'm not Enzo Fernandez's biggest fan. I will admit that. But you cannot deny what he has done. What he has done is from River Plate to Benfica for 12 million. Within 6 months, his value times 10. Within 6 months, he moved in the summer of 2022. Played 6 months there, went to the World Cup, one young player of the tournament. He didn't even win the Portuguese league. You know how you know that this brother does not watch ball. He technically did not win the Portuguese league because he was not there. He left halfway in the season to Chelsea for 120 million. That's 10 times ROI. That's a brother with value. You spend 12 million, you make 120 million in 6 months. There's no, except maybe your last comment that you can see that kind of level of investment in 6 months. Those are the factors you need to consider. Those are the questions you need to ask yourself before you now start asking who Pedri can compare to. And it's definitely not Enzo Fernandez. Even though I'm a Chelsea fan, Enzo is not my favorite player. I do agree that Enzo is overrated. It's not that Pedri is more overrated. Because me, I did not see anything. I did not see anything. And his fitness levels is insufficient to even enter this conversation. His achievements, individual achievement, you are calling Copa Top, you are calling young player of the year. Of course, you as a Barcelona player, if you are a youngster that can breathe in and breathe out at Barcelona, Copa Top will don't guarantee for you. That's all it is. Basically, that's the only thing they can afford in that club. They don't make 10-year deposits for Copa Trophy. Say, we go just to give you new names every year. Chalaba, load here. Once you print new one, just give her. Don't stress yourself. Just give her. Pedri. Is Pedri better than his age mates? He's 21. Can Pedri say he's better than Musiala? How old is Pedri now? Pedri is 21. Pedri is 20. Can Pedri chat to those ones? Yeah, Pedri is 20. Can Pedri chat to those ones? You dey call Enzo Fernandez that is 23 and is already one of the best players in the world. Let us know what we are doing. Please, that's all I'm going to say. Pedri call. By the way, I'm still waiting for Pedro's full name.
So, Tosi, back to you. Today has made his thoughts clear on the Pedri versus Enzo debate. But he then mentioned that Pedri might not even be as good as some of his own age mates. What do you have to say to that?
Whatever the hierarchy is among the young midfielders, the main point is that Enzo is still not up to the caliber of Pedri. And we've had a conversation about some of the names you mentioned Bellingham on this show. And we had a discussion about Bellingham and Gavi, and Gavi has dusted him. We already dismantled. Yeah? We already dismantled that myth. You understand? You can for people who are just joining the show, you can go to YouTube and look at the previous episodes whereby
Gavi has dusted him. How?
So that's
you explain how Gavi dusted him.
Every time we come on to this show, I'll be bringing a cane to this show. I need to be disciplining you.
Yeah. I agree.
Because when you come to this show, you keep trying to test my patience. I can't just download the encyclopedia of football and give it to you. You need to do your research. You need to want to acquire knowledge. And to acquire knowledge, you need to have more than a 215 MB brain. You understand? It's very, very important. What we are talking about now, let's still stay on the issue, which is the issue of Pedri and Enzo. And for those who are not familiar, Pedri, whose name is Pedro?
Pedro what?
Gonzalez Lopez. And there's a reason as to why he adopted the moniker Pedri to distinguish himself, obviously, from Pedro, the former Barcelona youth product. Now, Pedri is not a Barcelona youth product. These are the things these are common knowledge. Anybody that knows that we didn't craft Pedri in our academy. We actually had to get him from Las Palmas for 5 million. And according to the latest Transfermarkt valuation, he's worth 100 million. According to the latest. 100 million. Gavi is worth 90 million. Gavi is from our... So, do you know what it takes to go from a 5 million player to the creative hub for an European giant like Barcelona? Inheriting the iconic number 8 jersey left by the greatest midfielder of all time in Andres Iniesta.
Etebo also wore it.
When it comes to Pedri, please, that is a, don't be sacrilegious. That's another word for you to add to your diction.
Thank you.
When it comes to Pedri, please,
Thank you.
let us know the people we'll be comparing him to.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Today, at risk of being sacrilegious, do you have anything to add to what?
Even person does not have anything to say. And this man does scrambling and does. That's like he could not. He knows it is out of this. One thing about it, I've noticed for a long time. You can tell those does not believe what he's saying. He knows it is out of that's like every time you come here, you go just use Gavi shocker. What we call Pedri, and he goes in his mind, this Pedri exchange rate, no balance. so that means one Pedri plus one Gavi equals one Enzo Fernandez, which is an exchange rate I'm comfortable with. But if you carry Pedri and come by himself, I will ask you again: is Pedri fit? Is Pedri well? Is he happy? Those are the easier questions to answer. That's why every time I see him, whether on the bench or on the pitch, he always looks visually depressed. He always looks like he's going through a lot, which I understand that you will. If you have been playing football non-stop, I've been used like a bar of prison soap for how many years now? but there's not Pedri is obviously a good player. Like, he's obviously a good player. But Barcelona fans have this very inflated idea of him. He talks about creative hub with 22 assists in almost 200 career appearances now. What is he creating? Tyler the creator. Like, where is he? And it only makes sense that his stats are poverty stats as well, because he's Lord and personal savior, his mentor, who is also a serious person addressing Iniesta. That's what they did. Two unproductive midfield turners. Now don't turn for night with nothing. Please, I'm tired of talking about Pedri. I've established that Pedri is good. He's not as good as those other Barcelona fans think he is. He's definitely not as good as Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez himself, I don't think he is as good as he presents. But at least he has, like, if we are crying, let us see road. Just because he's probably not as good as, say, what are the elite midfielders in the world. Maybe, I don't want to mention any particular names. Doesn't mean that Pedri is now who you compare to. He's at least a level ahead of Pedri, and I hope that has been made abundantly clear to you and Pedri whenever next is available to play football.
So, Tunde and Tosin have made their thoughts known. Pedri or Enzo Fernandez. What do you guys think? Well, Tunde and Tosin have made their thoughts known on these two amazing players. What do you guys think? Who do you think is better? Is it Pedri? Is it Enzo Fernandez? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I am Jimmy Anishilowo, and this is Crossfire, brought to you as usual by Live Score Bets.